Thank you, Mr. Ramakrishnan. I think since the last session we have heard a lot about what should be done and what are the basic sort of concepts, etc. Definitely, I mean this is the desirable sort of this is the desired approach, the enterprise approach. Of course, we should all follow that. And if you look at the way government is going about it, it's pretty systematic. I mean, you have a common set of sort of infrastructure components. You have core policies. You have also identified some of the departments as mission mode project departments, where detailed project reports have been made, where emphasis has been given on maintaining the sort of the applications need to be interoperable, and you should have to go by certain sort of specifications. All that has been done, and now with the new sort of unique ID concept, again it dovetails very well with the sort of enterprise approach, so that all information about that individual is captured on that particular smart card. But what is happening in the field, I would like to share with all of you here. When the whole thing started off, and they said the government of India identified some departments, 9 asked us to add 3, 4. The mission mode projects were there. The departments were identified. Then we were asked to take consultants, so we went to open tender and we selected consultants out of the list given to us by GOI. Then we literally drove the consultants and the departments to prepare the detailed project reports. In my state, West Bengal, we have now prepared all the reports. All 16 reports have been sent to Government of India. And we used to have a monthly meeting. When we were monitoring everything. All the vendors used to come to us. Trying to sort of offer some application solutions. So every month I used to give time to some vendors. They come to this meeting, make your presentation, and let the departments decide, if they are interested in some product, some solution which you are offering. It was going on very well. Since the reports have reached Government of India, nothing is happening. And now, I am in a fix, being the IT secretary or, looking after this particular project in my state. Now, all these secretaries come to me and say, what next? I mean, you asked us, you almost drove us into finishing these reports, but nothing is coming out of it. So I went to Government of India, I spoke to the Assistant Secretary at the time, and I said, sir, at least get some funds. If you feel that the entire exercise was totally useless, it's a different thing. But if you think that Government of India has put, so much emphasis on it, there will be some, good coming out of this exercise. I said, give at least 10% of the amount which has been sort of, put forth in the detailed project reports. Nothing. Now, a new, smaller template came that you prepare pilot projects. For preparing pilot projects, you have to again go to consultant. Now, whether you go to the same consultant, you go to different consultant, whether the application which the application for the pilot project which is being prepared, whether it will dovetail with the DPR, whether these things were identified there also, whether the application will be the same or they will be interoperable. Nothing is clear. And merrily sort of we are going about, we have done this thing. We are now REPS 1 expansion is over. Now the state data center is almost ready. You have e-districts, project which is also there. Now e-district itself is very interesting. On one hand, we want to have an enterprise kind of approach. But in e-district, you'll find there are certain services identified. Now, those very services, when the department makes a detailed project report, the applications, etc., are slightly different compared to the applications for the same services in the e-government, in the e-district project come out to be different. So there are a lot of these issues which are coming up right now. And I think, as far as the state government is concerned, when we were sending the DPRs to Delhi, there was a bit of scrutiny which was done. Now we have the SEMT in place also. Greater scrutiny can be done, to keep the sort of applications which are compatible, which are interoperable. But in the meanwhile, these new pilot projects which are coming up, how far they will be sort of effective, what is the value that we will derive out of it, it's totally up to the individual department. So we do try to tell them, that you keep the big picture in mind. that all the services, all your databases will be there on the in the state data center. Whatever you develop should have the compatibility angle to it. NIC, again, I think if there are some good, it was mentioned in the last session also, good practices. So if there are good practices, if NIC has developed some good application, then by all means, I mean, it should be available to all departments. I don't know why, all states, why does it not come automatically? Why do you have to ask for it? If there is a good scheme for whatever it is, be ration card or a license or something, and it's done wonderfully well in one state, where is the need to develop applications for the same service in other states? So I think there will have to be some kind of a coordination required, be it at the national level, or you have some body which sees it at the state level, or there is interaction with the national level, so that the dream of having an enterprise approach in delivering these services can be achieved. Otherwise, what will happen? You have the Bhuchitra, you have the registration thing, but you do not have the facility of doing the mutation at the same time. You have, and you will have to explain it to the department that by sharing information, you are not actually sort of giving out your turf. The department gets empowered itself because you are sharing information from other departments. Look at police and transport. Any vehicle gets involved in some accident, immediately the entire sort of database is there. You can make out who was the original owner, who is the owner now, all the taxes have been paid in time, etc. And vice versa. When they go for payment of taxes, then they can find out in turn that it was involved in any accident or not. But this is the kind of approach which I fear is lacking at this time, and unless there's some clarity from Government of India also about it, then I think the piecemeal pilot projects may not actually yield very good results. Thank you.